Alright guys, welcome to this YouTube channel. This is my first YouTube video ever, and I'm going to be going over this trade recap of two trades that I took today. One loss, one win. I'll be going over why it is that I took them and my thought process behind taking them. Alright, so if we start more on the higher time frame here, on the daily, we can see that we are right now in a bearish downtrend. Not really good PA last week, and then this week I wasn't, really thinking that we were going to go high off of this. So I was still leaning bearish, especially after, coming down here and having this nice move up. After seeing this candle, I'm like, okay, these buys here weren't enough. We probably need more buyers in the market for this to actually pump up. So pretty much whole last week and this week, I think I'm going to be leaning bearish, and I feel like we're getting selling pressure against all these people that are buying because, as we know, institutions need people to buy for them to sell against. So I think that's what we're getting right here. All this right here, we're just getting sold against, sold against. And you can actually see it because we just keep, what do we keep doing? We just keep displacing lower through all these bullish gaps. We don't respect any of them. This is on the 4 hour, but on the 1 hour, there's more gaps. You see right here, disrespected. Right, where are the other ones? Well, you get the point. We're just really disrespecting all bullish pre-arrays, and that just makes me think that we're going to go lower for us to then go higher. So that was pretty much why I was bearish whole last week and even for today. So if we go now to the lower time frame, the 1 minute, I want to make something clear here so that you guys understand. This high right here is the 4 hour candle's high, the one that starts at 6 a.m. and finishes at 10 a.m. This is the high, and this is where market opened. So coming into market open, what did we do? If you see over here, what are these right here? You could say that this is like overnight highs. Some people say London highs are at 3 a.m., but regardless, we had some sort of manipulation here. So I didn't enter off of any of these shorts just because ES was way higher than Nasdaq, and I was looking for an SMT for it to take out these highs over here. But at the end, S&P 500 never took those out, so I wasn't really able to capitalize on any shorts going down lower, which was aligned with my bias. But yep, we did end up displacing, but I made a mistake. And here, on this move down, once I saw this bullish candle, let me just make this bigger because what am I doing? On this bullish candle, I was like, well, if this is the high and we still got an hour left, why not us come up, manipulate higher? For like, because ES was still higher, so I was still thinking that ES was going to go take out the highs. So I wanted to see a manipulation like higher. And at the end, we actually did not get it. I entered off this displacement candle right here, that inverse this 1 minute gap right here. And obviously I got cooked right there. Regardless, since it was a counter trend trade, I went with light risk. I think I lost like 500. So not that light, but normally on evals, when I'm trying to pass them, I go heavy risk. And actually, speaking on that, we passed our funded today, as you can see right there. There's two that need $100. I don't know why. I think Topside's squeaking out, whatever. But we passed three. So yeah, we ended up losing on this trade. And then this trade right here was more of a riskier trade, but I'm going to explain why I took this trade. So if we go back to the 4 hour, like I said, you always need a manipulation leg for then a distribution to happen. So as you can see here, like I said before, this is the high of the 4 hour, previous 4 hour. Once we open 10 a.m., what do? Let's see on the 1 minute. On the 1 minute, we're here on the 1 minute, okay. 10 a.m., where's 10 a.m. open? Right here. So 10 a.m. opened on this candle. And what do we do since 10 a.m. opened? We literally came up a little bit right here. This is the high of 10 a.m. right there, that high, this high. This is the high of 10 a.m. And after that, what do? We just keep dumping lower, keep dumping. We keep dumping lower, but we have this little retrace here and we keep dumping lower slowly, but we're dumping. So once we reach right here and we're on this 15 minute, look how this 15 minute closed, which is another way that I trade, by displacement candles. That could either be on the 1 minute or the 15 minute. Right here on the 1 minute, there's not really like a big displacement, but on the 15 minute, look at this. This is the first candle that we have that actually displaced and close close to its low. This candle. So I was like, okay. I thought this manipulation here of the previous 4 hour candle is probably going to be the manipulation higher of the day. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to take this risk and enter here because I don't think we're just going to keep going. I don't think we're going to go up higher anymore to manipulate anymore. I think we're just going to keep dumping. Apart from that, market experience, I've seen this happen a lot of times where we're just slowly going down, slowly going down, and we just don't stop going down. We don't have a retrace up or anything. So yeah, I thought, well, this is probably the manipulation of the day. We're gonna probably just keep displacing lower. So I entered off that, and I wasn't just acting crazy, entering off of anything. So I decided to like mitigate risks. Since it is a riskier trade, I mostly took it off market experience. I decided to enter here. I almost got stopped out right there from that candle. I think I entered on this candle here, right there. I think it was one of these right here. But I almost got stopped out on this one. And the reason why I put my stop here was, first of all, I didn't want to risk a lot on this type of trade. And second of all, if we go, where is the 15 minute? The 15 minute, I didn't want the high of this 15 minute to come up here. I wanted it to stay around the mid range of this 15 minute. So that's why I put it at the mid range a little bit higher, so that so it was a little bit more protected, but at the same time, so I wasn't risking that much if I did end up losing this trade. So that's pretty much the stop placement on that trade. Like I said, this trade is more of market experience. It's not really like a set strategy. I don't really trade with a strategy in the sense, I go off of what I've learned after the 2.5 years that I've been trading. Yes, I do use like confluence that everybody uses, like fair value gaps, inverse fair value gaps, that type of stuff. But I'm looking for manipulations and displacement out of them, or taking the manipulation leg up. And those will probably take for a 101, which is what I was trying to do here. But I ended up going for a 2-2, for a 1-2, because I thought that we could have made that SMT with ES. And obviously the SMT was probably going to get created somewhere around here. So that's why I targeted a 2-1, a 1-2, 1-2. So yeah, that's pretty much the only reason why I went with a 1-2 on this trade. But normally, if I'm going to take the manipulation leg, I normally go enter off a 1-1 because manipulations tend to be fast and quick, and obviously reverse fast. But yeah, that's the only reason why I took that 1-2 there. But then yeah, like I said here, I had that market experience to see that this was probably just going to keep displacing lower. As for my take profit, if we go down over here on the 1 hour, oh, and this is London lows. I actually went break even here, as an FYI. I went break even once we took Asia low. Sorry, but for my take profit of this position, I wanted to target this low, but I didn't want to get wicked out, so I put it like around over here. That's pretty much the only reason why I didn't put it down here. I just didn't want to get wicked out. Let's make this bigger. I didn't want to get wicked out, so that's why I put it there. So yeah, that pretty much explains why I entered this trade, like in my mind. Now, I am going to try to explain this a little better and explain to you guys how it is that I trade. All right, it's not like how everyone else trades, so bear with me and try to understand what I'm going to try to tell you guys. So, I believe that the markets are traded by institutions and banks that need opposite liquidity for them to enter into their big orders, because they can't just press a buy button on however much contracts they're going to be selling, because what would happen if they enter a buy button, there's not enough liquidity for all those buys, they're going to get filled horribly. So let's say they entered all their positions. This is just like a theoretical situation. Let's say they entered all their positions right here, all the buy positions right here. What would happen? There's not enough liquidity for them to all get filled right here, so they would just start getting filled one right here, one over here, more and more and more and more. And then they're pretty much screwed because their take profit now has to be like all the way over here, for example. And any move down is literally just gonna put them in the red or all that type of stuff. Something I think that most of us know. So they need what? They need the opposite trend against them for them to be able to enter. So if they want to buy, they need price to go down for them to be able to fill their orders around the same price area. So me looking at this chart, if we go to the weekly here, let's see how the weekly looks. Me looking at this chart, nothing in this chart tells me that we're going to go higher. This weekly candle looks extremely bullish, right? That's how it looks on the weekly, but if you look how this week actually played out on the daily or on the 4-hour candle, look at this. It's literally hideous. Look at that. We couldn't get any displacement up higher without getting a freaking retrace down. So that just tells me that there's opposing orders being filled against all these people that are buying, because right here we are in a mini uptrend. So me seeing that, I know that this big buy up that we had wasn't enough for them to fill their orders on buys. So that's why they're just selling against this for market to go down lower, and then we're probably going to get a retrace up higher. Who knows how low we're going to go? We obviously need a yearly low. I'm not going to predict when the yearly low is going to happen. I don't know. I'm not God, but we do need a yearly low. Who knows where, but I definitely not believe we're just going to go up higher from here, especially after displacing like this. We're looking for buys, but we're not getting enough of them because right here there's not enough bullish pressure. You know, probably more down here we're going to get more buys into the market, but that's why we're displacing lower, in my opinion. And if the price is going up, what are we doing? We're giving liquidity to the big institutions. We're giving them the opposition for them to enter into their big trades, and that's pretty much what they've been doing all this time. Just market experience, just there's times you can't explain things perfectly because market experience just, it's something that you have to be in the market for a long time to realize and to actually see on the charts. But this structure, man, this does not look bullish to me at all. At all. Look at this gap right here. We haven't really been displacing higher here. Every single time we go up higher, we get immense volume on these big candles, and instead of respecting these big candles, we just go down. So it makes you think, what happened in all these big candles? If they're so bullish, why do we just, disrespect them completely? Why? Because it's not bullish volume what was in this candle. It was bearish volume. All these people buying, there was someone opposing that liquidity, opposing those orders on sells. So that's why it has so much volume, but it literally just gets disrespected. It's so easily down, and we've been doing that time and time again. We go up a little bit. This was Asia session. Look at this, guys. Look at this. We keep going up, like barely going up. Look at this. Going up, going up, going up, going up. We tap into this gap right here, which we should go up because of this big ass displacement. What do? Dump down lower. Come back up. This is New York Open. What do? Respect this gap, dump lower. And then right here, we don't keep going down because what? They need more sells. They need to fill in more of their sells. So we come back up, dump down lower. We get this immense bullish candle. And what do? They keep selling, and they're going to keep doing this until they get all their sell orders filled for then the real displacement to go down. And pretty much how this is looking, I feel like we're going to get that this week is just going to be completely bearish. I don't know if that explained a little bit of how I view the markets. Probably not, because I still need to get, used to speaking to a camera and explaining what goes on up here into words, and it's kind of hard, but I will practice more and, try to actually make terms for it. But I just wanted to make this video just to start because I'm a person that believes that the most important thing in anything is just getting on with it and starting, not waiting for tomorrow, not waiting for better circumstances, just starting today. And that's pretty much why I wanted to post this video. Even if it didn't make that much sense, I promise I will make more videos and more explaining, more detailed on how I think the market works, and show you guys that I will be profitable doing this. And I've actually been getting in my own way. It's not the way that I trade. It's literally me with, like everyone else, trading psychology issues that I've pretty much resolved, almost resolved. You don't really ever get rid of it, but you pretty much do end up controlling it when it is that you want to control it. Everything is your control. So yeah, I want to just make this video and maybe in the future keep making more videos explaining the way that I trade. So I appreciate you guys very much for sticking into the end of this video, and thank you, and I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.